Hello and welcome to Physicality Therapies Pilates. Today is a nice mixed all-body class involving no equipment. All you need is a mat or a towel on the floor just to give you a little bit of comfort. We are with the APPI mats today. So let's get going. So to start off, we're going to start off with our warm-up, so we're going to start off with our dumbwaiter. So our arms, just elbows in at the side, just going to rotate those arms out. So get ourselves set in this position. We're going to make sure that our head is nice and elongated at our neck. We're going to make sure that our collarbones are nice and wide and smiling, if you imagine that. And your shoulder blades are going to be tucked down into your back pockets. We're going to then put our feet sort of hip width apart. The easiest way of doing this is to put your feet together, rotate your toes out, rotate your heels out, and then you'll get sort of a nice distance there. And your pelvis, just imagine you rocking that bucket forwards and backwards, spilling a bit of water out forwards, spilling a bit out backwards, and you get into that neutral position. Once you're in that neutral position there, you want to maintain that as we do the movement. So we're going to breathe out as we go out and breathe in as we come back in, and we're just going to look for a nice even movement, just keeping those shoulders down from our ears. We don't want to be raising those up as we're going, keeping those shoulders down as we stretch out, keeping those out. We're going to do a few more of these. Just keep stretching out. You find you can do a little bit more movement as we start to warm up, and then from there we're going to be going into our Cleopatra. So we're going to be stretching those arms out, tipping down as if we've got little cups of water on our hands and bringing them back in. So to break that movement down, we're doing our dumbwaiter out, and then we're extending out, tipping our arms over. That's our movement. So we're just going to do that, speed that up a little bit, just get a nice flow to that movement. We're just going to flow. And we're going to breathe out again as we go out and in as we come back in. We're just going to be stretching out and coming back in. Stretching out and coming back in. Do a few more of those. We're stretching out and we're coming back in. And then from there we're going to go into a chest stretch. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to have our arms down by our sides. We're going to float their arms up, and we're going to stretch up into a V shape. Keeping our shoulders set, and then we're going to come back down to our rest position here. Stretch up into a V shape, come back down, stretch up, and come back down. Now we're going to stretch up and come back down, and we're going to go into our upper back warm up. So for this we're going to do sort of almost a little bit of a roll down. So we're going to roll down, and then as we're hanging we're just going to twist from side to side to get a bit of control there, and a twist and come back up. And we can take this a little bit further. So as we come down, we can roll to one side, roll over and come back up. Roll down to one side, hang over, come back up. Try and really keep that pelvic control there. And roll down to one side, hang over and come back up. We're going to roll down to one side, hang there and come back up. And then from there, get yourself set on sort of the end of your mat, and we're going to go into our roll down. So from here we're going to start to roll down. So if you've moved, get yourself set again, and then from there you're going to tuck your chin in to your chest and roll down like this to the floor. So how we break that down is that imagine that each level of your spine is like a little block. You're going to roll each block down. So we're going to put our chin on our chest first to roll our neck down, and then we're going to roll down from there, one block at a time till you reach the floor, and then roll back up. If you're struggling to reach the floor, a lot of people do this very, very statically. So you'll go for about there and you'll really feel that in your hamstrings. Just make sure that your knees flex a little bit as you go down just to unlock them, and you'll find that's a lot more comfortable. So we're going to roll down and roll back up. And then from there we're going to roll down and back up. And then we're going to do our roll down and walk out now. So we're going to roll down, hands hit the floor, walk out onto our knees, and then we're going to go onto our front, like so. And then from there, we're going to go into our swimming at level 1. So we're going to do our swimming legs. So from there, we're just going to relax our head down, and we're just going to extend our leg out as if we're touching something behind us. Same with the other one. Really get that pelvic control in this position. You may need a little cushion under you if you just feel like your pelvis is dropping a little bit. Sometimes a bit easier. You're just going to extend out and back down. Extend out and back down. We're just going to keep swapping legs. Just going to keep doing that from there. Keep going with those. So what you're looking for is to really push that leg back while keeping that pelvis stretched. So we're elongating that leg, we're stretching out as far as we can. We're lifting up just about a couple of inches off the mat, not very far at all. Just really getting that elongating out. Stretching, stretching. And then from there, we're going to be going into our one leg kick. So this is quite a complex movement initially. There's a lot of coordination involved. So you're lifting one leg up, you're going to point your heel, point your toe, and point your heel. So it's like this. So the movement is you're moving that knee. So you're going to do one kick with the heel, one kick pointing the toe, and another kick with the heel, and then down. So in order to speed that up, it looks a bit like this. So you're going to be going heel, toe, heel, down, like that. Okay, so a bit of coordination involved. If you want to do just the two, you can do heel, toe, down is a little bit easier. You try and get that movement of the foot as well. So we're just relaxing our head down, and we're going to just start with this sequence. And down. So we're going to be going heel, toe, heel, and down. 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 Then we're going to progress that into our level 2. So from there we're going to be going up into this position, going heel, toe, heel, and then we're just going to go that into our one leg stretch. So we're going to stretch out the wall behind us and down. So all this, so we've done the hard part, so we're going heel, toe, heel, and stretch out that leg. So sort of your thighs coming off the mat as well, as it like we were doing with the swimming legs. So we're going heel, toe, heel, and stretch out. Heel, toe, heel, and stretch out. Heel, toe, heel, and stretch out. I'm going to do one more on each side. So heel, toe, heel, and stretch out. Heel, toe, heel, and stretch out. Brilliant. And then from there we're going to be going into our climb sequence now. So on whichever side you want, we'll start on this side. Again, remembering on this sequence, we're going to align ourselves to the back of the mat. So, arm out on the side you're lying on, get yourself into that good position. Remember that top headlight should be facing slightly forwards if you imagine you've got headlights on your hips. We're just going to draw that top hip away so we've got a little gap, and then from there we're just going to, if I get in the position, we're just going to rotate. So we're just going to rotate that hip up and down, rotating up and down. So we're starting to fire up these bottom muscles now, really trying to get that working as we're going up and back down. We're going to keep going with that, up and down. Keep going. And then we're going to progress that into our level 2. So we're going to lift our feet up, just so they're in line with the rest of your body. And then from there, rotate up on that top hip. We're making that a bit harder now, a little bit more unstable as we do that. Get ourselves working. I'm going to keep going from there. And then from there we can actually progress that into our level 3. So we're going to drop this top leg down to elongate the hip, and then from there we're going to rotate up and down. So again, remembering that rotational movement, keeping that foot fixed, like you're looking at the inside of your foot. So a lot more movement there. Taking away that supporting leg. Brilliant. And from there, just relaxing back down into that position. And then we're going to be rolling to do it on our other side. I'm just going to swap ends. So again, aligning yourself to that mat, get yourself aligned down that side, so hips, shoulder and feet in line, and then from there doing our level 1. So pulling up into our level 1. Keep doing that, keep that glute working on this side now. And then from there we'll be going into our level 2. So feet up, in line with the rest of your body, and rotating that top leg off the bottom leg into our level 2. And for our level 3, same position, and we're just going to be rotating up and down. And remember, this is pushing you at your own pace, so if you're on level 2 and that's as much as you can get without losing all this pelvic control, then that's where you're at, and that's absolutely fine. So we're going to keep going with this, and whichever level you're at, another few seconds. Brilliant. And then from there, we're going to be going onto our backs now. So getting ourselves set in this position. Imagine you've got a diamond that's going from your belly button to your pubic bone, and you can even mark that diamond on with your hands there. Imagine there's a marble in that diamond and you're tipping that marble forwards and backwards, side to side, just using that pelvis. And then from there you want to find that neutral position. from this position here, we're going to do our hip twist. We're going to do our level 1 first. So we're just going to gently rotate that hip out and back in, out and back in, out and back in. And we're going to progress that by doing one on each side. So out, out. So we're going to do it through each side, keeping that control. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks across your pelvis, you really don't want to spill them. And we're just rotating through each side. And then from there we're going to go into our one leg stretch. So we're going to go into pushing this leg forwards, pointing your toes as if you're going to push a button on the wall. So it should just be in line with the rest of your body. And then we're going to drop it back down. Same with your other one, pushing it forwards. So if you're going to touch that button on the wall, you should just about, if you look down, you should just about see your toe, and back down. And again, on each side, and back down. And again. And back down. And then from there we can go into a higher level of our hip twist, so we can float our leg up into a tabletop position and then take it out to the side and back in. So keeping that control to rotate out and come back in. This is our hip twist level 3, actually skip the level 2, we'll go back and do that in a minute. And so it's the whole leg rotating out, we're not just rotating at the hip, we're adducting the hip, so we're taking that whole leg out and bringing it back. Out and back in. A few more on this side and then we're going to swap over to the other side. So breathing as always, out as you go out, in as you come back in. Nice and simple. Keeping that pelvis glued, and then we're going to come back down. I'm going to float our other leg up into our tabletop position. So hip 90, knee at 90, so that we've got that nice L shape, and then we're dropping out and back in. Out and back in. And we're going to keep going. And keeping that control. If you can only go to there and then come back, that's completely fine. Just as far as you can go. If this exercise is too difficult for you and you're going for the level 1 that we did at the start, where you're just rotating out like that, that's fine as well. It's just a progression on that to get us moving a bit more, get that muscle recruitment. And then from there, we're going to come back in and we're going to go into our hip twist level 2. So this time with our feet together, we're going to rotate to each side. So you will feel a little bit of pelvic movement. Try and keep that to a minimum. So we're just rotating to each side. Brilliant. And then from there, we're going to go into a bit of a upper body sequence and a bit of an ab sequence as well. So I'm going to start off with our overhead reach. So in the same position as we've just been in, what we're doing from here is we're floating our arms up, we're drawing a wide D shape and coming back. wide D shape, and then coming back. So try and keep the shoulders down as you're doing this. Shoulder blades tucked into your back pockets. Keep that pelvis nice and neutral as we're doing this movement. It's really good for control of anything that you're going to do with your arms. Keeping that control while we're rotating through the movement. So we'll be keeping that control and rotating. Keep that control. Now you can go wider with that circle. Open up those shoulders as we go. So breathing in as you begin your sequence and breathing out as we finish. Breathing in as we go out. Breathing out as we go out, in as we come back in. Out as we go out, in as we come back in. And it's overhead, so we're doing that big T, swooping overhead and then coming back down. Opening up, coming back down. Opening up, coming back down. And then from there we can make this a little bit more tricky, so we can bring one leg up into a tabletop position and then the other leg up, so we're in a double tabletop position, and do the same thing, just holding that position to make that a little bit more challenging on the pelvis there. So keep going with this, keeping a nice position. So you might need to make your circle a little bit smaller to come back. So we're going up and out, so reversed it now. On you, up and out, up and out. So then we can go out and then back, out and then back, and we can go out and back, and then relax one leg back down and relax the other leg back down. And then from that position, can make it a little bit more challenging. So as we go up, we're going to put one leg up and we're going to stretch it out this time. As we come back down, that leg will come back into a tabletop position. So back up into your double tabletop position, arms just straight ahead of you. We're going to stretch it out as we stretch one leg out, and back out as we stretch one leg out, and back. Stretch our leg and back. Stretch out and back. Stretch and back. Stretch out and back. We're going to alternate our legs now. We're going to change our arms to our other direction. So we're going to go out and then back. Out and then back. Out and then back. And we're going to go out and then back. And then one leg down, other leg down. Now back into that position. So then from there, we're going to be going into our abdo prep. So I'm just going to reset my position slightly. So from here, we're just going to hands, just going to be relaxed by your sides. Again, make sure you set in this position. All you're going to do is just curl shoulder blades up and back down. So it's not a sit up, we're going right the way up. We're keeping a little gap here, keeping our feet nice and relaxed on the floor. Keeping a little gap here, so imagine between your chin and your chest, you've got like a peach or some nice soft fruit under there that you don't want to squash. So we're going to keep that gap, and we're just going to bring our shoulder blades up and back down. Up and back down. Up and back down. And we're going to go up and come back, up and come back. Do a few more of those. So then from there we're going to turn that into an oblique prep. So it's a rotational movement, so it's not just coming up and then rotating, it's a total rotation. So we're going to take that shoulder over towards that hip. So we're going to be going like this and reaching across, like this. So again, imagine you've got that soft fruit here between your chin and your chest, and you don't want to squash that. Really good one for your obliques and your lats. So we're stretching up and down. Keep that chin position, keep that neck nice and long as we do that. Brilliant. And then from there, we are going to turn that into our hundreds. So we're going to start off with our level 2. So we're going to start off just with our arms, just pulsing our arms like that. That's just our level 1, just our arms pulsing. So we're going to take that into a double tabletop position. So we're going to take that first leg up, second leg up, and we're going to pulse like that. And just pulse those arms, just like you're touching little pools of water next to you, just making ripples. You're just pulsing up and down. Pulsing up and down. And then from there we can turn that into a level 3, so we can extend our leg up. So turn that into a level 3. And relax down. And extend the other leg up, still pulsing. So you're just extending the knee up from your double tabletop position. If you've got tight hamstrings like me, it's a little bit of a problem. And then bringing in that leg back down. And from there we can turn that into our level 4 by coming up into an abdo prep. So keeping that chin nice and long, keep those abs engaged. We're going to keep pulsing, keep pulsing, keep pulsing. Keep that position. And we're going to relax our upper body back down, relax our arms into our side, relax one leg down, relax the other leg down. And then from there, we're going to look to then roll up and do some more stretches. So from there, what we can do is we can roll up in 2 ways. So more advanced of you, you can do your rolling like a ball. So you come up into sort of a seal position, and then from there we can then stand up. For others of you, we can rotate back into our side lying position, push up with our elbow and come back up into a sit-in. So we're going to start off cross-legged, and in this cross-legged position we're going to do a spine twist. So we're going to hold our arms out in front of us like that. So both palms facing down, both palms on both elbows, just sort of crossed in front of you, forearms not too close to you, just nice out in front, not too high, just nice and relaxed. And we're going to rotate to each side. And you're going to keep looking at those arms as we do it. We're going to rotate to one side, breath in and out. Try and rotate a little bit further while keeping both your sitting bones on the mat, and come back. And then from there, we're going to rotate to the other side, exactly the same again, breath in and out and come back. And then from there we can go into standing, and we're going to do some upper body rolls. So as we started off with, really good one just to get everything moving again. So we're just going to go down and roll back up. Roll to one side and back up. Roll to one side and back up. Roll and back up. Roll down and back up. Roll down and back up. Rolling down and coming back up. And then from there we're going to be doing our mermaid stretching standing. So coming over here because there's a light there I don't want to hit. So you're going to rotate one, you're going to keep your arms sort of at your sides. We're going to rotate this arm up and over our shoulder and come down. You can either look at your following arm, or the best thing to sort of do here is to look at your arm that's coming up and over. So we're going to be looking at that arm as it comes up and over and stretching into our mermaid in standing. And from there, resetting and doing the same to the other side. So we're stretching over and coming back. And then from there, we're going to be going into our corkscrew to finish. So how we're doing this is we're doing our arms are going by our sides to start off with, just in a nice neutral position. And what we're going to do is arms go up into a chest stretch. We're going to raise our shoulders up, drop our shoulders back down, arms swing round. Arms up, shoulders go up, shoulders come down, arms come down. Arms go up, shoulders go up, shoulders come down, arms go down. One more of these to finish. And there's our class. So thank you for joining in today. Nice stretch, nice class focused on a lot of stretching, a nice recovery class really after sort of any sort of exercise you might have been doing. It's good for a rest day, just to get everything moving again, get yourself a little bit more comfortable, get some stretches into some key muscle groups. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Physicality Therapies.